I always have to wait a couple of seconds before the episode actually starts. But yeah, we have major data coming in 30 seconds. CPI is about to pop out. Everybody get ready. A couple of market individuals were saying, I think ING said, Goldman, let's have a look. It was another historic week for Japanese equities. That's something else I want to talk to you about. It's Japanese equities. I like how Japan is currently moving to the current volatility that we're seeing. But yeah, 10 seconds. Oof, 10 seconds before data. Let's go. Let's do this. Expected is 2.5 year on year and zero point 0.3 month over month. Oh, comes lower than expected at 2.4. 0.2% is my prediction.
So 0.2% down.
So core expectation comes in. Yeah. Yeah. Core comes in lower than expected. And no, core comes in line with expectations. And then CPI regular comes in lower than expected at 2.4. Ladies and gents, it would be interesting to see what happens with the Fed, the interest rate decisions here. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hey, Graham, Zach.
Hello, guys. Welcome.
So we're getting I think we're gonna get a reversal of yesterday's moves. I think yesterday was mostly de-risking, piled with a couple of fears playing out, but mostly de-risking from data. But this is very good news. I think the market will like this, right? And the thing is like the moment we get to 2%, if we go any lower, it's deflation.
That's not good.
It's not. So the Fed would act quickly. You know what I mean? So that gives us hope.
No. Deflation is when it goes below zero.
Of course. But it's like the target is 2%.
The target, yeah, the target.
So it's like, yeah. Obviously, yeah. But that's the thing. So it's interesting. Welcome to another episode of Market Buzz, everybody. The data is a little bit better than expected. We're expecting the market to be bouncing off today. We have been into in a very volatile week and a half. Oop. The 10-year is down. The 10-year yield is down. Okay. The market data is in our favor. This should cool off markets for the rest of the day. Let's have a look and see, right? I'll have a read of that, Graham, for sure. Thanks for popping by, Grace. I appreciate you all. But yeah, it's an interesting day today. I mean, yesterday the moves were sort of like, I don't know, like the fact that we have so much data this week. I don't think we usually have this amount of packed up data. We had retail sales, we had unemployment, we had CPI data all in 1 week, right? And usually you get sort of de-risking during the week before the data, and then the data comes, you get a little bit of clarity, and the market decides where it wants to go. Oh, are you? But did you take into Dragos? Are you down? Did you take into account the Dallas 50? Tells you. I mean, like, I don't know. It's an interesting comment. I think so. I believe so. This data sort of puts that into perspective. I mean, it's getting closer to that 2% rate. Obviously, we have to wait until February, right? But this sort of opens the gates to the idea that, hey, we could be seeing a slowdown in inflation, right? And we did see spikes on oil during January as well. So some of the things, like I was expecting 0.2 on both counts, and I think we got 0.3 on core. So what are your thoughts on this current market right now?
Okay, so the employment numbers, like 2 days ago, the US economy had 130,000 compared to what was the expectation, like 80?
60. I think it was 65.
60?
Let me have a look.
Okay, so
65.
65.
65.
Okay, so the US economy added more jobs than expected. Productivity went up, participation rate went up, and inflation just dropped. So what more do you want? The Fed is in a good place, sitting above neutral. So we have some room for a mistake, right? So the Fed can adjust policy as needed. And I think the Fed, some people, they're going to look at these numbers today and say, we're not getting any rate cuts. And I disagree with that. I think we are getting rate cuts because the Fed, the official Fed policy is a 2% target, but that doesn't mean you have to be at 4% federal funds rate. You can be half a 50 basis points above the 2% target if the economy, if the inflation gets to 2%. So we have room for cuts. The economy is in good shape. The only thing that is messing with the stock market and the sentiment is not the economic numbers, but Trump's policies. Do you really have to get into a fight with Europe about Greenland? I'm sure he does. I'm sure he has like his reasons. And so yeah, that's it's Venezuela the one week, it's Greenland the next week, then it's Iran and all that. That adds volatility to the market. But because everything else looks good and the macro is looking good, and there is no reason to to be afraid if you are in markets. Now, some people are going to ask us, and this is a good question. So why tech is down? And we're just talking about this like with Nestor before we joined the stream today. And I think a lot of it is investors trying to get trying to get out earlier than the next guy. Okay, so let me get out so I won't be stuck into that trade. And if I'm wrong, I'm gonna join later.
Yeah, you can
You know
always buy back in.
exactly. And enough people doing that, then Microsoft is like 30% from the highs. Microsoft of all
Yeah,
companies, 30%. This is massive. I mean, what was we were discussing that the other day? What was the drop of Microsoft in 2022? I think it was like 35%.
around the same. Yeah,
So you are in a decent correction slash bear market for
yeah,
big tech. And if you like tech or if you like good companies, not just tech, if you like good companies and you want to buy them cheap, that's what people say. I'm waiting for the dip. I'm waiting for the opportunity. This is the opportunity. Well, it's going to
yeah.
go down 5 more percent. Fine. 5 more percent is not going to make the difference. So,
No,
yeah.
I mean, and you don't want to miss it either. You know what I mean? Because the thing is like, I mean, like this all goes back to the idea that if you believe AI will actually have an effect in software, in the future, in productivity,
Mhm.
in GDP, right? The infrastructure play here will be the Max 7, right? Obviously, like the Max 7 has had amazing return in the last 3 years, right? Since 2022, the returns have been fantastic. But the reality is that hey, could we see it go down lower? Sure, but could we also see them just like these companies have like we're talking about it too. It's like Microsoft has a 17% year on CAGR return, like a
Mhm.
17% year on year. Okay, these companies have figured that out, right? And then all of a sudden we're saying, oh, now the spending we're doing is too much. They don't have clarity. They don't have visibility. You think they're just willy nilly just saying, hey, how about I just borrow 100 billion plus and I just spend it in this infrastructure because I don't have the clientele? No. Microsoft is one of the most like conservative companies that exists in the world. Unless they can see a return, like yeah, they make mistakes, but if they cannot see a return, they're not going to make the investment. So in this case, I think the market is like obviously like the market has not seen the potential just yet, but it seems that the big players that have had 17 to 20% returns year on year are seeing this and they're thinking that this is the best way to spend my money. And I agree with it. I agree with it. So I'm probably increasing my Microsoft position in the coming days because I got rid of it. I sold some of it in order to like move to Google and like rebalance back in the day. And I did have a post on eToro today about the rebalancing that I'm doing today. And I've been doing in February. I sold some of my Nvidia position. Again, this is not a panic sell. It's just I'm moving a little bit of my capital somewhere else. I think there's a couple of risks at it
Mhm.
to the Nvidia position, but it's still my largest position by far. Like, well, not by far because Google is up there too, right? And I'm thinking of increasing my Microsoft position. I've increased my Nasdaq leverage positions because I do think that we're due for a bounce in the coming days, like in the coming weeks, maybe just because the Max 7 have taken such a massive hit, right? That's my take. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't see Amazon giving up the lead, right? Like I think when AWS started, investors were like, why are you sideways? Like why are you doing this? Why are you investing in AWS? And it's one of the strongest parts of the business. And they're looking to increase that investing, and the investors are like, yeah, no, I don't. Why are you doing this? And it's like maybe they're wrong. Okay, I mean, I'm willing to take that bet.
I'm willing to take that bet as well. And I think the guy who is sitting in the Amazon office, the CEO, knows more than me
Hundred
about
percent.
what's the next best thing to do for the company. And I don't
Yeah.
think they have a lot of options. I think they're looking around and they say, you know what? We need the compute. We need the infrastructure because if Amazon cannot take care of its customers, they're going to go across the street to Microsoft or Google or whoever has can satisfy the customer and say, you know what? No, we're not doing that. Okay, it sucks to be 200 billion like in the next year. I would much rather give them to Bezos to go buy another yacht, but you know what you have to do, what you have to do is like it's the same thing if you are like a butcher and you're like in a busy street with other butchers and you say, you know what, let me get some more inventory because if I run out of steaks, they're going to go to the guy across the street. Another one, I mean, I know it's so simple, it's like the comparison is so simplified, but that's what it is basically.
Yeah,
And
it's the reality, and the
yeah.
thing is you also have to think of the software, like how the hardware software cycle is. Let's
Mhm.
say your whole workforce gets used to one software or one way of doing business. Changing that takes so much investment,
Mhm.
retraining, new software, new things. So you need to get the clients early, and then you charge them up when you first hook them, and then you pull. Right now we're in the hooking phase. It's gonna cost me. I gotta spend money buying the line, buying the hooks, buying the bait. That's what they're doing right now. But there's gonna be a moment that Microsoft is gonna be like, "Oh, sirs, increase of 10%. Oh, sirs, increase of 10%. Oh, sirs, increase of 10%." And margins are just gonna go bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
So sorry, Dimitris, I caught you.
No. You made the point, and what you know what? In real time, when we get the news and we see the market reaction, then you stop thinking for a minute. You have to let it sit for a few days, and then I realized the other day. So Microsoft, not Google, increased its capex by 50%. So let me ask you, Nestor Mendoza, you're an investor.
Mhm.
How much conviction you must have to increase your position in any stock by 50%?
Yeah, it's massive. Yeah,
It's
it's big.
massive. So
Yeah.
they see something that we don't really see. And they came up with this AI thing, right? And we didn't know what it was until like 3 years ago. So they see the reasons why to do that. And once or when everyone is doing it, then you don't have an option not to do it. Unless you are Apple, like you do something completely different.
Yeah.
And unless you are them, and I don't think it's by choice. I think they're just incompetent and they can't produce AI in any way. And their incompetence came up as a plus. Uh, Unless they all stop the spending, then no one by itself is going to stop the spending. They all do it or they all stop it. So and it shows that they're increasing the capex spending. I mean, do you
Yeah.
imagine? Do you imagine? I mean, is it going? It's going to be like $1 trillion. Like in the next
Yeah.
couple of years, it's going to be like $1 trillion
No,
of.
I think we're reaching the $1 trillion by this year.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because it's like like this is the thing. This is like I was talking to a group of investors that I'm a part of, and they were saying we've believed Jensen this far, and he has been right. What we're gonna start doubting now? I mean, after he's made us what 3,000%?
Mm.
Really? This is the time to start doubting? Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Like
but
why?
investors do that. I mean,
Of
Buffett.
course, every day. My
Listen,
job is to doubt.
Buffett made more people millionaires than anyone else, and then in the last 10 years, people say, you know what, he doesn't got it anymore, and people left, and then Buffett
Hmm.
beat the S&P like year after year for the next 10 years. So investors are like short-term people, and
Yeah.
the majority of investors are short-term. They can pretend that they are like long-term and they have long-term horizon and all that
Yeah.
nonsense. But the reality is, you know what? It's my money. It's all the money I have, and I don't want to lose them. And I rather be skeptical rather than lose money. And I get it. That's the nature of investors.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. We're gonna get cycles. We just don't go up, right? Like I wish the market just kept going up, but the fact that we are getting this sort of like sideways action since the start of November, right?
Mm,
November, December, January, February. That's been 4 months of consolidation. There has been sales, there has been revenue, right? Nvidia sitting at one, like Nvidia touched 170, and it has 3 months of sales under its belt. It's going to be
mm,
reporting on the 25th. What do you think they're not going to beat expectations? They've been selling. Just because they haven't given us results does not mean that those numbers are not getting there, right? So that's where I'm at. It's like I just think that this is a bad opportunity. Like if you were looking to get in some of these names, like sure, like is there risks? Yeah, but that's why we put money at work, right? Like the reason I don't like dividends is because if I give you $1, I want you to grab that dollar and make it into $1.20, $1.30, $1.40. Is why I'm giving you $1, and it's like we're likely to see that continue in these companies. Like I just don't
mm,
see them failing. And let's say even like one of the things that I was thinking about or wrote down, right? Like Meta. Meta doesn't sell cloud.
mm.
Meta is investing in AI data centers because it needs the compute. It's like, and then the AWS and Microsoft have an additional business revenue, which is like, okay, I'm going to build more than I need in compute in order to service all of these people.
Mm.
Compute, 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 So, yeah, I don't see it, right? Like, I'm just like, I'm still bullish on these companies. Like, I still like them, right? Like, yeah, could they get a little bit overvalued? Sure, right? Is this correction healthy? 100%, right? The longer we create this base, the more value is going to get added to these companies as time goes by.
And corrections happen for a reason because they're based on fears most times, and it's a good part. It's the healthy part of the market to have a correction, get out the excess. Um, but I think the fears this time are not real. People, like I said in the beginning, this is the flip side of the gold trade. This is the
Mm,
flip side. Let me get in before it goes too high. And then by the time you realize, let me get in before it's too high, you are at the highs of the highs. And
yeah.
then it goes down from there. This is the flip
Mhm.
side of what we're going through now with big tech, which by the way, I told you, I told you I felt this coming like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, when we were like chatting in Cyprus. I
Yeah.
told you something about the big tech. Um,
You hit the nail on the head. Yeah,
yeah.
that's for sure. And then we saw the correction. But then you said something very interesting, which your net prediction is what?
My what?
Your next prediction. So you did say that when we were talking, you said that, but then you also said that you feel like right now we're starting to touch. I want you to say it.
I don't remember to which prediction you're
you're,
referring to.
you're saying because I thought you said, yeah, I got the prediction for the start of the year right, but I'm also expecting this to be the bottom of tech right now.
I think yes, yes. I think this is the bottom of tech. I think this is the bottom of tech, like the Mac Seven,
Yeah,
the Mac
Max 7.
7.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
To the ones I'm not. I mean, yeah. If you see what I did in the last 2 weeks, this suggests that I'm feeling this is the bottom because I bought Microsoft, I bought Amazon, I bought AMD. So I wouldn't be doing any of this if I thought we have another leg down. So I think this is the bottom. And when I say bottom, it's 5-10% up and down. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about. So this is a great place to buy. And all the nonsense of sell America trade and all that, that gets reversed in 2 days.
Yeah.
Let Nvidia go up 10% in a day, and let Microsoft go up 5% in a day, and then everyone gets out of Europe and come
Well,
back to America.
funny enough, look at what's up today. Look at what's up today, and it's the Nikkei. So Japan has been roaring, right? Like Japan
Mhm.
just had like a major election
Yes,
last weekend, right? And Japan is going on a spending spree, and they got approval by the people. And the prime minister, I think she is,
yes,
right? She's gonna be leading the spending. Interestingly enough, right? If the Japanese yen was to get to like the top levels that it was getting, this was when the Japanese bank intervened last time. The
Hmm.
fact is that we're getting a reversal of that, right? So the carry trade might be unwinding in this case, because it's like you are seeing major moves in the Japanese yen, and we're actually finding that people are looking to invest in Japan because there's a lot of money going to be made in Japan as the government starts spending again.
The Japan,
Goes into a
the defense sector, the defense
correct.
sector is going to be like the one to join in Japan.
Yeah, the question is how long does that last, right? Because the thing is we still have the mechanics that is, I think it's a 3% difference between Japan and the States.
Hmm.
So if we could see a reversal of the Japanese yen and right now the investors are doing the work for the central bank of Japan. So the question will be, would we see a cutting cycle in Japan still, or would we try to protect the Japanese debt by the central bank and say, hey, we're just going to slow down the pace of hikes, not see that many hikes this year, and then that's how you get sort of like potentially like a rebalancing of that.
Hmm.
I mean, like the dollar right now is sitting so weak, in relation to everything else.
It's so weak compared to the euro. It's so weak.
Correct. But I
Yeah.
think Trump wants that a little bit. He
Think
wants
so?
that because he
You,
wants to export.
you think so? You think he wants like a weak dollar?
I think so. I think so because he's looking to export more, right? And he's looking to bring manufacturing back to America, and that's a way that people can then all of a sudden like products become cheaper, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I mean, the thing is like that also has impacts on earnings per share. That also has many impacts on many different sides. So we got to be very vigilant of that, right? But yeah, I think right now, like Graham asked a question just now. Here, let me open it up and show it in chat. He said this, right? It seems that the market's dropping the slightest things. You get that feeling. I'm going to tell you why I think that is. I think right now the stock market is at one of the highest lever like points of leverage and tools to actually access leverage. So every single move gets magnified. That's what I think happens. Um,
It's that, and because we are in the later stage of the bull market, the beginning stages is just capital is just multiple expansions.
yeah,
After the bear market, Microsoft was like at 20 times. It's going to get to 25 in no time. In the
yeah,
later parts of the bull market, the earnings have to dictate the growth.
yeah,
So whatever you don't like on earnings, then the market punish it. That's where
exactly.
that's where we are today.
So right now it's just people sitting on high gains, a lot of leverage, a lot of margin, and it's just every single move makes money move like crazy within this market, right? Like we're talking about a 33%, like a 30% drop on Microsoft is $1 trillion market cap. Poof. You know what I mean? Because this money doesn't exist. It's not like Microsoft is sitting on 3.5 trillion dollars worth of cash in their no, right? Like this, the market cap is a fictitious number in a sense,
Mm.
right? And then all of this money can move in and out, right? So we are getting that. The fact that the leverage is so high, and obviously like that, I don't think the leverage is like I think he's historically as a number high,
Mm.
but market participants like I'm able to just like join the markets from anywhere in the world like that with a click of a button on a phone. So the mechanics have changed a little bit. So I think it's just leverage. I think it's just the market sort of like being in a point where yeah, we don't have that many buyers. We don't have that many sellers. Like, and actually, the sellers have taken over, right? Like in these big companies because they've made so much money and they're looking. The fact that you're seeing the IWM outperform the Nasdaq, the S&P, is telling you that people are looking for opportunities for the companies with $4 billion to become $8 billion in revenue,
Mhm.
$8 billion to like $20 billion in revenue, and you're going to see that as the market progresses,
Yeah. And by the
right? So
way,
there are opportunities.
to say something
Yeah.
to Dragos about the 50K Dow,
Mhm.
at the beginning of the year, I made a prediction that the Dow is going to outperform the S&P this year. I said
And so
that.
far,
As
yeah,
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 it's
yeah,
performing, but it's so early in the year. This thing can
yeah, yeah.
turn like in a week. But I think the Dow is going to outperform the S&P this year, and the Dow never outperforms the S&P unless it's like a down year. So I
Yeah.
think this is we are in for an interesting year.
That Mara trade. I bought some.
What's happening with Mara? What's happening?
Man, like Mara is Mara's at a cross edge. You know what I mean? It's like it's at a place where it's like you have the crypto narrative, which is like leper. Like if you talk about crypto, you leprosy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then if you talk about data centers, you have leprosy. And so Mara has 2x leprosy. That's it. You know what I mean? And it's like, sure, the valuation, I mean, sort of warranted because the price of Bitcoin has dropped. But if you have long term vision on Bitcoin, Mara's an amazing buy.
What if they're trying to tank Bitcoin so the Bitcoin miners can turn their compute into AI?
Yeah, I forget.
Read that? Did you read that nonsense that people say? I
Wow,
mean,
no, like, man, I mean, Jensen could, you know what I mean? Like, how much money do you really need to just like liquidate a bunch of people on Bitcoin?
yeah,
I mean, like, you should use your compute for.
yeah,
It's interesting. It's an interesting take, but yeah. Oh, you remember I told you before the episode started that I had I had a theory,
yes. Let me hear it.
and I'm gonna develop this theory a little bit further, and as soon as I have an answer, I'll let you know. But I think Kevin Warsh will not be the next Fed chair.
Really?
Yeah,
So all this nonsense for
explain to me
yeah,
explain to me,
yeah,
you,
hmm,
Mr. Watch CNBC all the time, explain to
yeah,
me why they haven't had an interview with the guy. CNBC,
yeah.
how long has he been appointed for?
He hasn't been appointed yet.
No, but how long is he being?
It's
I mean,
been
Trump
it's
has Trump has blessed it.
allegedly.
Allegedly. He said
Yeah,
it. Publicly he said it.
yeah,
Nothing is in stone, nothing has been signed to real. Like, Trump changes his mind about the flavor of Coca-Cola he wants every single day.
yeah.
The Fed is no different. I have a feeling, and this is my take. I want to evaluate the amount of money they have borrowed this year compared to last year since he became president, and I want to understand that if he chose wars because he can get the long term lower, like we predicted,
Mm-hmm.
which has been happening,
Mm-hmm.
in order to borrow for the long term, and then lock in his guy and put interest rates down because that would spike the long term of the.
Okay, but in some point you really have to tell the market who is your choice
I know, but it's like you can change it. You can change it really quickly, and that's okay.
and who is gonna do it.
He's the same guy. Kevin has it. The same guy. The same guy he's always wanted. He just like the moment he said Kevin has it, the market was like, oh no, that cannot be, and then the yield started spiking.
Yeah,
But then he's like, okay, let's put wars, and then the yields come down. Everybody's like, okay, like this is like good, and then all of a sudden, bam. He like at the end, like a week before, bam. I'm gonna put $50 on Kevin Hassett becoming the next Fed chair, and then if I win, I'll donate it to charity. I'll put it $50. I'll tell you right here.
put the comment from Graham, the last one. Did Trump say that? Did Trump say that and I missed it?
I don't know, but if Graham is saying it, he's read it somewhere.
He read it
If
somewhere.
Graham said it, he read it somewhere.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure
Yeah.
he
So
did.
I'm like, I'm telling you, I have a feeling. I have a feeling because I think they've gone on a borrowing rampage right now.
I don't- I- okay, so I'm
I'm
here.
telling you, the Fed is buying 1 to 3 years.
So I hear what you say, and it could be one of Trump's tricks, trying to trick the market to get the yields lower. I'm sure I've seen that. Okay, I haven't seen that. That's why I'm asking. Uh, but do you do you imagine how much volatility is going to create when
100%.
on the White House press conference? Say, you know what? Remember I said about Kevin Walsh? Forget about it. We're gonna put this guy, right?
But like he's gonna like I think he's like right now Kevin Warsh is until like he needs to. Kevin Warsh is the guy. But why have they not interviewed the guy?
Because you're not gonna interview the candidate, the nominee. You're gonna interview once the guy is approved. So if you make a
No,
big,
but
I think they want to protect him because you don't want to get the Senate. I mean, he still has to be confirmed by the Senate.
appointed. Yeah,
Yes,
appointed.
there is like a process to go through, and I mean, you know what? You make a point. Like, why hasn't been interviewed?
Like
Uh,
just the fact that, hey, let's just have a conversation and then just be like, hey guys, like, yeah, I spoke to President Trump, we're buddies, blah blah blah. Like, it doesn't even have to be anything about the Fed, but the fact, I'm trying to understand where he's standing. And the latest thing I have from him in CNBC was a year ago or 6 months ago.
yeah, unless
This is
that,
the biggest news
unless
since Trump.
CNBC, unless CNBC try not to promote the shadow Fed chair, which I don't think they give a shit. I think they
They
just
don't give a shit. You think
yeah,
that if they could get a fucking interview with the guy, they wouldn't have put it out already?
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
Josh Brown in the compound, get the guy on the fucking seat.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Do an episode.
yeah,
I'll have him on the episode. This is a formal invitation. Kevin Walsh, you want to go live? I'm fucking down. I'll
yeah.
give you a.
We're coming to New York for the interview.
Oh, for sure. I'll get
Because
on a plane. No
yeah,
problem.
you know what? It's a good point, and it hasn't crossed my mind because we've been like so busy in the last 3 weeks with everything that's happening in the market and Trump with his stories with Greenland and all this and that, and the news of Kevin Walsh becoming the guy, becoming the one to be confirmed by the Senate has calmed the markets down because he's an old school guy. Uh,
He's a hawk. He
he's
wants lower interest
strong.
rates, but
The
he's a
balance sheet,
hawk and he wants to
balance sheet
reduce the balance
discipline,
sheet.
yeah, which is good long term, by the way. It's good. I mean, if you're an investor and you have a time horizon more than 6 months, it's a good pick. Would I mind if Jay Powell stay for another 4 years? No, Jay Powell has been great, but this is the guy that comes in, and it is what it is. But you know what? You're right, and I'm gonna look into that. Why we haven't heard from him?
Like, but nowhere. Like, the thing is Joe, I've been looking for days to have a conversation with it, like just to hear the guy. And the latest thing is like a random event or like a policy event a while back. And it's like this is the biggest, like you saw the market moves,
Yeah,
and
it's like okay. So let me make a comparison here. I know it's gonna sound silly, but so imagine Manchester United, right, has a manager. And we all know they're going to fire that manager by the end of the year because he's not doing well. And we're going to hire the next hot thing of a manager. Would you get the manager about to be on an interview before you fire the next one? That's how I'm feeling about it. And Trump,
but yeah, but it's Trump. But it's Trump. You know what I mean?
that's
Trump
true.
is gonna fire a guy, hire 5 other guys, and then like whoever gives him a plane will get the
Yeah,
job for like a week, and then he's gonna sue the living shit out of them. It's the most dangerous job in the fucking right. Like look at what Powell is having to go through.
you know what? Okay, let me give you an up. Let me give you my take now that you said it, and I thought about it a little bit. If I am Kevin Walsh and I really want to do this job, do I go in front of the press and have them ask me these fucked up questions and I might say something I shouldn't
He
say?
might not want to. That's the one thing I'm
Yes.
thinking because you
Yes.
like you don't want to fuck it up.
Do you imagine to go on CNBC and you know those CNBC people that are fucking ruthless? They're gonna shred you like
Oh yeah.
this, okay? And put him in the spot, say something he shouldn't say, and then Trump say, you know what? Then Trump is gonna say, forget it. I'm gonna get a different guy. So if I was Kevin Walsh, I wouldn't appear,
Oh
keep the
fuck.
mystique of the Fed.
Dimitris, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You there? Okay,
Yes.
repeat. I think I lost you for a bit.
To which part?
Like the last part, the
Okay.
last minute.
Okay. So okay. So let's say if I'm Kevin Walsh and I'm invited to the CNBC, I'm not going only because I have nothing to gain if I go. I can only lose because they're going to put me in the spot. They're going to try to put me in the spot to say something I shouldn't. For example, say that I'm not going to cut rates in the next 2 years, right? And Trump is going to hear that and probably change his mind,
Take it out.
right? So there is no reason for him to go. And on the other hand, he wants to keep the mystique of the Fed, like
Yeah.
not to be accessible like everywhere. You see that it's like you see the Fed chair once every 6 weeks after FOMC, and that's it. He's not tweeting. He's not doing. He's not going to fucking Davos. He's not doing any of that. So it's a good question that you're asking, and you have a case in your um, in your
Like I,
thinking.
like the moment, like look, they give me the job. Trump says that to me. The first thing I do is, Senor Trump, let's have a meeting in the Oval Office. I want to thank you for the consideration, and we're going to work together. The first thing is you got to go kiss the ring. I haven't seen the kiss of the ring.
Yeah, yeah, he has to kiss the ring, and he doesn't have to outshine the master because this master is not forgiving. Uh, but once is confirmed and he's untouchable,
Yeah,
then he can do all the interviews he wants. But
exactly.
until you know what, and he's a smart guy.
Yeah,
He
yeah, yeah,
he worked his way up into the corporate America for a long time, and he's married into money. He's married into the Estee Lauder family. So they probably told him, you know what? Maybe don't go on CNBC.
yeah. When did he get announced? Do you remember?
It was 2 weeks ago.
So February.
Yes,
Look at this.
I think it was the
This is
last
the
week.
chance. Yeah. Kevin Warsh formally nominated as Fed chair by. Okay. And then the February 28th is the date. So in 14 days, no? He gets announced, bam, 91, 92%. And then the market is like, fuck that. Bam, bam. His odd yesterday, well, this morning, his odds were sitting at 34%.
Okay, the Palomar.
Obviously, it's by February, so it could be March. Like, there's so many other things that come into
Okay,
play.
Poly market. They bet about
Of
everything.
course, of course.
They bet
But
about.
I like looking at the data.
You know what you know what I think. I think sometimes you go to bed and you can't sleep, and you go on
Yeah,
Poly market to see what are the odds about random things, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just to see Kevin Warsh.
uh,
Let's have a look. Fair by May 15th. So they're saying 74% chance by May 15th. There's not a lot of money in this, but let's have a look. So this one is like, so by May 15th, which is like obviously like by the end, they're saying, okay, let me have a look at the graph.
okay, so that the
Look at
conference
this. Bam.
suggests that he's going to get a pushback on the Senate. That's what they say. It's going to take
Okay.
like more days to confirm it. Nobody's saying not to be confirmed. I see how long it's got, like the timeline. I would take the May 15th over the May 1st for sure.
Like if it was Biden, if it was Hillary, if it was Obama, if it was Bush, okay, but Trump,
Yeah,
like bro, I don't trust Trump. Like Trump tells me I drank a coffee this morning. I don't believe him. I don't
yeah,
believe it. You know what I mean? So it's like I have so much doubt. Like I just like whatever he feels in the moment, like that guy can.
yeah,
I have a feeling like I just something is not clicking. I'm like, why can I not find something new from this guy? I need to because it's like you can have points of view. You know what I mean? Like I'm bullish on Nvidia. I'm super bullish on Nvidia, but I also sold some Nvidia. Like I changed my mind.
yeah. The Fed can do that. The Fed can say, you know what, we're cutting rates.
But it's not the Fed. It's Trump
Okay, so but why he rushed to give us a name? He didn't have to.
because he wanted to see how the market would react.
Is that what it is, or
Yeah, hundred
because he
percent.
was so impatient, he wanted to just hurt power feelings to have another guy? And you know what? Perhaps, and you know what? Okay, now that I'm thinking more of it, Kevin Walsh and Jay Powell, they know each other. They work together, and they probably have
Hmm.
a good relationship. They probably disagree on how to go about things, but probably have a relationship. I mean, would you go on CNBC if you were like Kevin Walsh, knowing that? I mean, I get it. This is America, and everyone is ruthless, but uh, you have nothing to gain if you go on a one-on-one interview with CNBC because everything is speculative. What would you
Yeah,
do if? What are you gonna do? Everything is speculative. It's speculation.
but you get a sense of the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if he speculates, you know he's not gonna be a good Fed chair. If he
Mm.
doesn't speculate and tells you what we all want to hear, but at least we hear it, is that hey, I can't tell you if I can just tell you what I would do right now.
Yeah, but the press is going to say what happened. What we're going to do if inflation goes to 1.5%? What would you going to do if inflation goes to 3.5%? So the press is going to ask speculative questions, and then you have to speculate in return and give an answer and fuck the market in the process.
Hmm.
What are you on? I mean, that's fuck.
I'm watching who will Trump nominate as Fed chair, and right now this is like because he hasn't nominated. He's saying who he's gonna nominate.
Yeah.
And he said this guy. And like right now, his odds are dropping, which is understandable. Like if I had a feeling around 99.7%, I wonder how much the return would have been on there.
Hmm. No, I think no. I think he's going to be the nomination.
Like like my base case is, but my bear case, my
Okay.
bullish case is starting to grow.
The,
Let's
the worst case scenario case is Kevin Hassett gets the job.
have a look. You imagine Kevin has it and he's just like, hey Kevin, bam. Let's have a look. So let
He
me have a
doesn't,
look at
he doesn't look
point zero
doesn't look
0.03,
the
which
part.
was like the
Kevin Hassett
expectation
doesn't
point.
look the
Yeah.
part. Kevin Hassett wears glasses, so he doesn't look the part.
So let's do 33,333. So here. So you put $100
Yeah,
at the peak of this guy becoming the thing,
yeah,
and it would have hit. And if he doesn't become, you would have made 33,000 bucks.
okay,
Right now, if you were to do it at wait, no. Okay. I don't know how this works. I have no idea. So 5 cents, that's gonna be like what? 2,000? That's a 2,000. So okay. So if you buy it right now at 5 cents, that's a 20x return. I'm willing to take that bet. Put $100 to give to charity if I get this right.
all right.
I'm down. I'm so down. I'll be so down. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell Adrian. I have a feeling. I think like the odds are in my favor. Like all it takes is like one wrong comment by this guy.
Yes,
One wrong comment, or like no comment at all. It's like
yeah.
you know,
He has to go and kiss the ring. I think he probably won already.
stocks is down. Is the market down? Damn.
Is the market down?
I'm not sure. Let me have a look.
It can be down.
It could. It could. It's probably gonna sell off and then like sell off at the start and then buy back up. I think we end the thing on the plus side.
Yeah, but it's Friday, so
Yeah. Let's have a look.
so
Finbiz.
basically I called the bottom for tech today. uh, good, another call.
Like the feeling is just like what I'm getting. Yeah, I mean, no, we're not. No, we're not. Microsoft's up zero point 0.7. Apple is up. The semis are gonna be building. Like, yeah, like Meta and Amazon and Microsoft might lag behind just because of the fear on spend, but
What's your take on the software companies? Are the fears
they're
real?
starting to become interesting.
Yeah, but do you buy into the fears that AI is growing the business?
No, no, not at all. He's retarded. He's
Just
retarded.
like
Because
like your answer was like it just was silly.
it's retarded. It's like it's the same thing as Google.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as Google, but in smaller kingdoms. I'm thinking there's going to be winners and losers, guarantee. But you're telling me that a company that has had 10 years of data analysis saved in their servers, like look at Adobe. Adobe changed one line in their terms of service and was like, now all your data is my data.
Mm.
And everybody was like, oh no, we cannot stop using Adobe. And nobody stopped using Adobe. Now everything is gonna train the AI We're just a matter of time before the AI gets trained with the latest stuff and you're ahead. Same with Salesforce, same with all of the software companies. Like, they're worth massive amounts of money. They have a shit ton of trust. And it's like, yeah, we're seeing, like, right now they're shorting, they're getting shorted 100%. The shorts need to get out at some point.
And people are shorting it. You know what? The first people that shorted it, they were probably like they saw something based on fundamentals, or like it was like. But the people in the later parts are like, let me follow, let me follow them. Like let me get a piece of that action. And I mean, we see that we saw that with the gold trade. We see that with Max 7. What's this?
Sorry, continue. I
No,
was
no,
just
I'm
gonna
done. I'm done. I wasn't gonna
yeah.
say anything. So what Graham is saying about Trump?
It's just apparently he looks tired. He's
Yeah,
starting to look half asleep.
I think if they weren't talking about him, he probably like got bored. If you're talking about him or his policies or that, he's interested. But if you're talking about some nonsense foreign policy that doesn't include him,
Hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, I think, yeah.
it's not a difficult guy to figure out. Trump.
No,
No,
I don't think so.
he's so easy.
Like, it's interesting because if you watch the movie, the Trump movie, they made a movie of him, and it helps you understand him so much.
Yeah. Oh, the
Never
movie.
admit defeat.
Yes,
Like what?
yes. You know what?
Uh,
You know
Three
what?
rules of winning.
That's actually the three rules of what's his name? Roy Cohen.
Yeah.
His mentor. Yeah. So that's based on reality. That's not fiction. So I believe 100%. Maybe they add some source into the story, like with his brother and all that. We don't know that for sure. But yeah. So Trump announcement with the administration of the EPA. You know what? I fell asleep with the EPA.
Yeah. Oh, you there?
Yes, I'm here. I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, with the APA. Speaking with the APA, what's so interesting about the APA?
Yeah. No, I get you.
We're talking about clean water and clean air and all that.
Yeah. And it's like right now, it's like burn whatever you need to and fix America.
We need clean coal, and that's
Yeah.
it. Find me some clean coal, and you know what? And Trump doesn't give a shit about
Yeah.
the environment or any of that, and not because he doesn't like, but he says yes. This guy, by the way, should get an Oscar for it. That
Let me
was
know. Let me know if it's. Let me know if you can hear it.
3 times. I won
Can you?
yes.
36-0.
Okay. Good. Okay. I just wanted to make sure we'll play it right after.
Okay. Are we allowed to, or we're gonna get like a
Yeah. Well, fine. We'll figure it out.
yeah,
That's why I don't like Netflix.
yeah.
All right. Every single Trump decision in the 5 years of the Trump presidency.
Yes, but and you know he's probably bluffing, but do you
Yeah.
know? But do you know for sure what he's gonna do? He's unpredictable. So that's what works for him. And have worked for him like for so long, like in his career, in his life. So you know his, you know his playbook, but he can escalate like
Like, you know the playbook, but then what you think is high. Like, yo, Dimitris, I remember when we were watching the freaking Liberation Day.
yeah.
I remember because I was like, oh, like, like he probably wants like 10% tariffs. So he's gonna come in with 20. And he comes in with fucking 50. Like, are
No,
you kidding me?
no, you know what? In some point,
Like, what are we talking about here?
it was funny. It was
It's
funny.
crazy. It was crazy. Like, but
Yeah,
like that's what I mean. Like, what we, like, he's like, okay, like, what's the worst case scenario?
yeah,
Multiply by two, and then by two, and then by two, and
yeah,
then add a little bit on top, just because you know what? Fuck it.
yeah. You shoot for the stars instead of for the moon.
Yeah.
That's that's his play. Um, oh, the guy was nominated for Oscar. Okay, That's good to hear. Yeah, he played the guy really, really good. He
But
played.
yeah, insane. Like if you watch that movie, I suggest just
I did watch that movie. It's
yeah,
great.
it helps you. But the thing is like it helps you understand how Trump works.
Yes.
Like I tell ChatGPT, I'm like, based on the art of the deal, how would you approach this? And it gets it on point. It's crazy. It's like, yeah, you start by literally, it's like you have a copy of his book, you know exactly what he wants.
Yeah. Yeah, for
You
sure.
know? It's like that's probably would be the best investment the European Union can do to the top leadership. Just get him his book.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he hides it. I don't think he does at all. But yeah, insanity. Insanity. Let's have a look at markets. How they're reacting on this? It's a little bit. It's pretty much flat. It's pretty much flat. I
Okay.
think it's coming off a little bit before the market open. We're 7 minutes away. All right. Okay. I'm going to be paying attention to market open. Ooh. Yeah. No, that's 100%. You know, it's like, it's either I'm going to hit you with the stick or you're going to do what I tell you. And the moment you don't want to do what I tell you, I'm going to hit you with the stick. And it's like, and people are like, okay, I don't care about your stick until he actually has to execute on that stick. And then, okay.
And because the US is the largest market, the largest consumer market, and countries and companies understand that if you want to sell your BMWs or your Mercedes Benz, and if you don't have the US, you're not going to make up your numbers. And in the countries they play ball, do they want to play ball? No, but he
Yeah.
has them by the yeah,
By the bronze.
yeah.
Yeah. Any earnings soon next week? Let's have a look.
It's Nvidia
Let's have a
next
look.
week on the weekend.
No, Nvidia is in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Earnings hub. Let's have a look. So we have the big news for the next week, like so at least the catalyst for next week. Let's have a look. I need to log into a bunch of stuff. So we have, I mean, today we have nothing. We had Airbnb yesterday. Coinbase. Is that Coin? Yeah, Coinbase. Yeah, well, look at something. Let me log in here. Should pay for the plan. We have, I mean, like next week we have what? Oil? Not really. February 16th, we have Coca-Cola, Carvana, Open Door. So a little bit of software plays. Did you see there's a couple of software companies that got so hurt. Actually, we get software next week. We have Palo Alto. We also have Cadence, which took a major hit last earnings.
it's now got punished like big time.
Yeah. But then Datadog, massive rally, 10% up on the day. Solar Edge next week. So that I'm going to be paying attention to for
How
sure.
about First Solar? Did they report already?
No, it's coming up soon, I believe. It's coming up on the second week. So on the second week we get big hitters. So we get Salesforce, Snow, we get Rocket Lab, we get Sound, we get Dell, we get Lowe's, we get the home builders, Alibaba, Mercado Libre, Home Depot. So 2 weeks from now we get really cool numbers. We got First Solar, Lucid.
Mercado
So
Libre is it selling off?
hmm?
Mercado Libre. How is
It's
it
the Amazon, like the eBay Amazon of Latin America.
in America? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. My computer's about to die.
All right, sir.
So thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll check out the chat just really quickly, just to make sure that everything is good. The 26 for Nvidia. Yeah. Graham says he goes in heavy knowing he'll come out with something rather than nothing. Yeah, it's the truth. At least he's moving the puck. I don't know how much, but question is how much will other people will be able to move the puck later on after him? You know, like at what cost? Is the thing here. Yeah. Yeah, check this out. Dimitris. Let's have a look if I can get
The light is too bright.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. What stadium is that?
That's the Malaga stadium.
Oh, nice. Are
Yeah,
you
it's
going?
not bad.
Are you going to a game?
We watched it from here. So, but yeah, I want to go. The atmosphere is really nice for like a second division team. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Any questions, put them on a Toro. More than happy to answer you guys.
Thank you, guys. Always a pleasure having you in company with us.
Yes. Thanks so much, guys. Peace, peace.